Yes, Cuba made this book for me, and it has Cuban book.
Our facilitator will join us late. But before he joins, we'll do a few things. We want to note that you will be having a few colleagues who are not part of the fellowship joining us for this 1 hour session. They want to learn all about grants writing, and I think it's best for them to meet the experts. You would enjoy Dr. Titus' lecture. He's brilliant when it comes to talking about grants writing. He is not in the medical field. He is in music. But he's had excellent access, not only to grants for himself, but for his students. And that is why I hope you would make the maximum, you take the maximum use of this opportunity to ask him about what it means for you as students to have access to grants. Listen to him, understand the phenomenon that informs grant writing. Grant writing is not the way you do medicine. It isn't. You need a different mindset and a different thinking cap to be able to make the best of grant writing. So when you listen to him, spend a lot of time jotting and asking questions. Okay? Don't just be present. While we wait for him, I think it's joined, but I'm not sure. The producer says joined as a message from him.
Not yet, ma.
He says he will join in 2 minutes. So while we're waiting for him to join in 2 minutes, I would want to listen to 1 or 2 persons to give me a critique. If you remember the assignment I gave you about the abstract review, if 1 or 2 persons can just give me a critique of that abstract, of the 2 abstracts I gave to you, I look forward to your feedback. And those are really live abstracts. So anyone willing to start? Anyone willing to just give, based on what you did, what did you think were shortfalls, or how could those abstracts have been strengthened? Anyone online? Go ahead, Aderibibi. Unmute your mic and go ahead.
Go ahead, Aderibibi.
Good morning, ma. And good morning, everyone. Am I being heard?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes,
And just before you go ahead, Aderibibi, let me share a few words about public speaking. One of the things I've seen a lot, and it comes from Nigeria, I can tell you very particularly, when you're on Zoom, you keep asking, am I being heard? Am I being seen? It's a very Nigerian thing, and it's quite disruptive, okay? One of the things you go ahead is continue talking or continue speaking to your slides. If you're not heard, if you're not seen, people will respond, all right? Rather than you stop and say, am I being heard? Can you hear me? I hope to be able to do public speaking before we end. Well, it's very critical. It's a Nigerian thing. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. If they're not hearing you, they'll tell you, we can't hear you. We can't see you. That's something to pick, okay? So let's go ahead, Aderibibi, and let's listen to your feedback. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma. For the first abstract, I noticed that the study population was not included, no definite information on the study population.
Mm-hmm.
And for the background is unstructured, as it exceeds in normal 2 sentences.
Mm-hmm.
And the methods used are not supposed to be in the background, but it was stated in the background of the abstract.
Mm-hmm.
And I will also like to comment on the study location. it was also in the background, which is not supposed to be.
Mhm.
So I observed that it's not well punctuated. It's well punctuated and less of medical jargon. While
Okay.
for the methodology,
Yeah.
it's more comprehensive as the target population and the study location were omitted
Mhm.
and the study variable were not well discussed. Thank you, ma'am.
Very good. Thank you very much, Ajay. I brought those abstracts up because you need to know the standards. Very good, really very good. Thank you, and thanks for working on that. The methodology was a big gap. The issues you raised in the introduction, very brilliant. Background, very brilliant. You can see the methodology. You see the result
Morning, ma'am.
itself. Good morning. Oh, you're very much welcome. All right, so I'll keep quiet now and hand over
Thank you.
to Dr. Titus. But before I go off, I think for me the key message is that what you're learning here has standards. Standards. These are not all, this is how we feel, this is how it goes. It is standards. Even as that standard, it doesn't mean you will make the mark. Remember, everybody is meeting standards, everybody is competing. It is the top of the best. So the standard tells you what the framework should be. The juice of the matter, the creme de la creme, the substance is another thing. So if you miss out on what the structure should be, as you would see in those abstracts, your marks is already gone. Least of all, the juice, the creme de la creme. Okay? So I'm glad that you understand. I was very glad with the reviews that you can see that even the framework, many of the issues were framework related. No, I will not even got into the juice of the matter. And so how would they score marks enough to get into? I was concerned about that because they were medical students and you need to learn rights. So please learn rights. At this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Titus. Like I said, has, if not the most brilliant lectures around grant writing I've ever heard. It's probably one of them. But I mean, in my head, as I'm thinking, I don't think I've heard. It's brilliant, it's simple, it's engaging. It's very basic. And my pride with him is the fact that not only does he, then he's practical, he's not theory. He's always on the road because he has grants. He's always on the road. But the beauty about it, which I find most relevant for you guys, is that his own students also have access to grants. So please help me to welcome Dr. Titus, and thank you for being here today. Over to you, Dr. Titus. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, ma. Let me say, I'm deeply sorry for coming late. I shouldn't do that. I'm very, very sorry for that. And thanks for the privilege of having me here. I'm just trying to fix, share my, and thank you, ma, for the privilege. It's a great privilege on my side to be part of this wonderful time. And just a few seconds, and I'll share I'll be talking about grant writing and winning, because that is the focus, to write and to win. All right, and thank you, Ma, for all the great work you are doing. I don't know if you are hearing me at all.
We can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thanks for the great work you are doing, guiding us. And if there's any time to grab and to know this principle, it is now, at this time, and I know we get there and we get it. So the title of my work, I'm sorry, see, just a minute, please, or a few seconds. Just want to send my, it's just a minute. So. Yes, okay. Good. So, I'm joining. Sorry, I'm still here. Okay. I want to share I want to join. Good. Sorry, please. I'm using for some. I'm trying to join through my laptop. Okay. Good. Permission to join, to share. Please. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Please, can you see my screen?
We can
Yes,
see it
sir.
now.
Okay, good. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Let me off this one so that there won't be interference.
Dr. Titus, we notice you're here,
Hello?
but you're muted. Yeah. We notice that you're here, you're present, but you are muted. Yeah.
Okay. How about now?
Yes, we can hear
Hello?
you now.
Hey,
Thank
great,
you.
great,
Oh.
great. Thank you. So I said it's a privilege to be here, and I'm talking about building partnership for grants, winning, and publication with science scholars in Africa. And when I talk about science scholars, it's kind of, they are both from humanistic ideas, social sciences, medical sciences, natural sciences, and what have you. And it is very critical to synergize. And I said, naturally, grant winning leads to publication. Okay, grant winning naturally, because almost every product of grants won leads to publication. But there are prerequisites, there are basic principles that one must have, okay, in having the ability, even as undergraduate students, to win grants and be able to publish, with, publish articles. And I'll looking at this here. So basically, I look at interdisciplinary research because the word of parochialism is actually, please, man, how many minutes do I have? Sorry. How many minutes?
You have an hour.
Well, and how?
We
Great.
could finish actually at 9, but we appreciate
Okay.
we're starting late. We should actually close the space at 9.
Yes. So interdisciplinary research is critical, very critical. Like Prof said, I study music, my NCE, I went to College of Education, then degree, master's, PhD. But I know music actually is into almost every sphere of life, every part of life, okay? And then there's need for the same thing with dental scholars, medical doctors, like this person said, we are not students of some subject matter, but students of problems. And problems may cut across the boundaries of any subject matter or discipline. That's Karl Popper. Another one said, today, many of the phenomena and problems we are trying to understand, okay, try to understand and solve, cut across the traditional boundaries of academic disciplines, e.g. healthcare, climate change, food security, energy, financial markets, and environment. And that is why there's need for interdisciplinary scholarship. One observable lacuna in Nigerian African universities academic environment is that there's little or no synergies amongst the various disciplines, departments. I believe the university system is created for interdisciplinary collaboration or synergy. And that is why we need to talk about it. There are different approaches, different issues, different approaches to research. We have monodisciplinary research, we have multidisciplinary, we have interdisciplinary, we have transdisciplinary. I'm going to give out this PowerPoint after now. Approach to interdisciplinary research, identify research problem. That's very serious. That's very critical. You know, develop a preliminary proposal. Actually, this one's telling us about how do you even get the idea? How do you get the idea of developing or identify the problem? I do tell some of my students that we need critical thinking. You know, it is the critical thinking that will lead to critical, or better, critical reading. Okay, critical reading will lead to critical thinking. Because if you don't read, you can't think. By thinking, by reading, you think. By thinking, you write. It is critical reading that will lead to critical, you know, thinking, and then critical thinking will lead to critical writing. Writing a proposal, all right? Writing, like my personal example, you know, I study music, but I'm looking at oil and gas. How did they relate? How is music related to oil and gas? In fact, now I told Prof, I'm now looking at music and, you know, wind, solar, you know, automobility. How does it connect with sound? How does it connect with, you know, with music? But not just music, but sonic materiality, because it's a big problem in Nigeria and Africa in general. So we look at identify research problem, define the research question, generated issues, methodologies to be used in consultation with team members. But now we are talking about team members in grant writing, and also we talk about individual, you know, kind of fellowship and what have you. You know, I'm so happy. This last program I went for in Germany, European Research Council. You know, I was nominated to be one of the reviewers. You know, and almost €2 million proposal. And you know, I look at it. They talk about sonic materiality in conjunction with forest, aqua forest, kind of aqua forest, and looking at deforestation and the climate change, kind of interdisciplinary yoked together. You know, and I'm sure the guy will win because it's a solid, you know, interdisciplinary narratives. But now we have to identify research, then need to develop a preliminary proposal. How develop the proposal? Because it is the proposal that speaks for you. You will not be there, then talk about proposal review and what have you. Now, writing and winning grant proposal, like I said, just a follow-up, you know, life sciences has to come in, vocational studies has to come in, physical sciences has to come in. Now talking about environmental education, even the education. I was presenting a paper in the Department of Mathematics looking at statistical narratives about flood, sounding the mathematical narratives on flood in Ibadan. So looking at the measurement, how is Yoruba narratives of measurement? How did they measure? Kika, you know, kind of measuring in Yoruba terms, in Yoruba songs. How is measurement mentioned? What is their own terms of measurement, calculation, mathematics? But in relation to flood disaster, and how does it sound, or sounding the rain? How does the rain sound that lead to flood, that lead to tsunami? Okay, this is just beyond singing and dancing, but you know, kind of looking at it in terms of analysis, musical analysis, sound materiality, and sound taxonomy. Okay, that leads to even health issues. Now, I talk about what is research grants and fellowship, goals and purpose. The main point of differentiation between fellowships and grants is their respective goals. Grants are intended to finance certain endeavors or projects, whereas fellowships are meant to assist with an individual, professional, or academic growth. You know, I remember AVH grant that I got in Germany. They told us, we give you, I mean, the fellowship rather. The fellowship is just to assist you as an individual. We are celebrating you as an individual, okay? For 20 months. He said, we are celebrating you as an individual because we see your past record. But the proposal you wrote is also great. Okay, but not just the proposal, but your past endeavors from the little grant one to kind of bigger one. So, but grant is kind of intended to finance certain endeavors. Actually, there's kind of interlocking between grants and fellowship, because sometimes grants is actually given to, because it's when you write the proposal for fellowship, it is that you are given the money. So kind of, but now fellowship is critical, and I know I'm dealing with students, either undergraduates and postgraduates. The part is, as undergraduate students, you may be surprised that there are several opportunities for grants and fellowships as undergraduates. There are several, and as postgraduates, there are several. Like one of my postgraduate students, as I'm talking to you now, is currently in America. Another one is in Harvard, another one is in Mississippi, another one is in Cambridge. All right. So the point is, there are opportunities to synergize, to meet other professors outside, in line with professors here. And before you know it, you are just there to spend 3 months and access their library, access their working space, and then you come back for your program here. So these are opportunities open to all students everywhere, but you must meet the criteria, not just studentship, but your critical thinking ability to think critically, write critically, and project in collaboration with what they have over there. And with that, you can be sure you get there. Why do we need the grant? For research output, for research continuity, to attend conferences, for publications, to be globally feasible. You have to be feasible globally, because that is the only way, they can see you, they can read you. You cannot be there and be talking the way I'm doing now, but you can be there through your work, okay, by winning grants and publications, all right? And it's very critical to be able to do this. Personal and group ongoing research. We talk about music and flood disasters. What knows about some of my history, breaking through, you may need to pass through some rough moments, some rough, ideas. Some people may not believe your idea. Thank God Prof is there to build you, but some people may not believe what you are saying, and you must prepare for that. It's like, they see you going beyond the boundary of your scholarship. Okay, what is music doing with flood? That is abnormal. What is music doing with flood? Okay, but we have a lot of things and a lot of material. There's synergy, like I mentioned, interdisciplinary. You can talk about flood. You can even talk about, flood, the medical aspect of flood. Sincerely, the dental aspect of flood. How does it affect the dental nature? How is the flood? Look at what happened in Maiduguri of recent. And I read here, they said the flood has affected the vegetable, because of the dead bodies, that's been poisoned. How does the food affect the dental area and its different parts of the body? Now we talk about songs and sound and pediatric built machine for preterm babies. This is one of the projects in which we are actually working on now, looking at how sound and songs, in pediatric, kind of building a machine for preterm babies. Music is not just for adults, but for children, even preterm. How does sound resonate with the brain? Okay, and then give this. Then we talk about song and sound among the P narratives in Niger Delta. Then song, sound, and dental health. This is very critical to you. Now, I'm happy that myself and Prof. Told that we are currently working on, looking at Yoruba culture, Yoruba songs, Yoruba mythology as related to sounds and, dental health generally in Yoruba land, basically in Ife. But more than this, could we narrate sound within the theater, dental theater room? How does it sound? The machine, last year I went to clean my teeth at the complex. So the sound produced by the dentist, I did not record it, but normally these are materials for recording. And I remember when Prof presented her inaugural, After reading, I listened to her. Then they did some clapping. Look at rhythm, musical rhythm within dental narratives. Okay. Not only that, how do you synergize the children crying, the fears in children, even in adults. I want to go and wee because they're coming to theater or maybe kind of thing. How do the sonority, the soundscape, how does it affect emotion? Kind of emotions of people. Okay, how does it relate to emotion of so there are a lot of ideas, there are a lot of work to be done within sound, song, and dental health. Okay, so look at it, even the movements, even the washing of teeth. How does it sound when you use Paco? I'm sure you know Paco. Chewing stick. When you use chewing stick, how does it sound? And you spit out. Okay, those sounds, they are very critical. Okay, and when you are using normal close up and all the rest, and you use brush, how does it sound? How does it? And sometimes you took toothpick or dental, what do you call it? Something to remove the dirt in the teeth. There are sound generated. It may be very low, it may not be very bright, but those sounds, they represent we call them sound taxonomy. Taxonomizing soundscape, all right, within the dental narrative, within the dental scape, dental embodiology or narratives, in compartmentalized form, all right. So, and this is very critical, and not only even to language, dental and language, dental and climate change, okay, dental narrative and climate change. How does it relate? Dental and city dwellers, dental and community dwellers. How do they talk about songs about dental in the communities, in schools, dental education? I know Prof has done a lot of job, but now, I mean, in this regard, talk about dental, even dental and what do you call it, music students. There was a time myself and few other people we did a paper on dental and music students, that the process of blowing the trumpet, because trumpet actually affect the lip, and sometimes affect the tongue and also the teeth. How does trumpeters or saxophonists, how does their playing, their music, being musician, how does it affect their dental setting? Okay, and that's another side of work that one could engage to, looking at it, and and so there are a lot of things. We come back to this, and sound and construction of wind, solar, car. Like I mentioned, this is one of our current projects, looking at works, looking at Nigerian sound, sun and wind, looking at it from sound narratives. It look crazy, but these are they are possible. It's not, all things are possible. Okay, just to thinking outside the box. We have sound and fossil soil pipelines. This is music, oil, and gas in a way which are published by Goldsberry several articles in that regard. I'm still working on it. I'm actually working on a book on pipeline and the oil and gas narratives in relation to music and sound. And we talk about, but there are a lot of public health narratives in this work that relate to dental works. Okay, dental works. There are a lot of how does the teeth of a woman, a pregnant woman that is that has taken a lot of gas and oil, crude oil, how does it affect their dental history or dental life, and how does it affect the unborn baby? How is the dental life of unborn baby polluted? Whose lifestyle he has taken polluted, the person has lived within this polluted environment, inhaling the dirt, inhaling the gas, and drinking the polluted water, eating the polluted food, because as you know, the process of exploring and exploration, pollution, there are a lot of pollution. So how does it affect the dental woman or dental man? How does it affect their dental history and dental health? So these are areas. Sound and visualizing carbon, okay, or carbon, sounding the carbon, as we call it, the air. How does the air? You see some I remember in Germany, I think 3 weeks ago, I just returned to Nigeria now. When I was there, there's a lady, I say someone close to me, okay, where I live, my landlady, so to say, they remove all her 16 teeth on the top, everything removed. That's the first time I will hear such a thing, that the whole teeth on the top removed. What happened? They said she's about 62. She says she's having a sickness that does not allow her teeth connected to the bone. The teeth is disconnected from the bone. I said, what's the meaning of that? How can the teeth disconnect from the bone? And because of that, they have to remove all the 16 teeth from her mouth, and they've replaced it with, I think, with artificial or whatever. But she's okay. I was the pain, but the point is that that is very new to me. That happened about 3 weeks ago, actually, 3-4 weeks ago. So I'm looking at how does that affect her healthy life and other things now that it's been replaced. The categories of grants and fellowships, we have different categories of grants and fellowship. We have travel award, conferences and workshops. There are several travel award for undergraduate, for postgraduate. I remember 3 years ago, one of my undergraduate students, I just formed a panel, ACASA, that is African Arts. So we got with my undergraduate, master student, and PhD, we got a sponsored conference to America. So, it was, and other bodies that sponsored that. We have WARA, West African Research Association. They sponsored the conferences for African students, scholars. We have the TED Fund. TED Fund also have although this one there is more of for lecturers, and non-teaching staff. I'm not sure they sponsor students, but a student that is also a lecturer actually can assess that. So yeah, we have the Commonwealth Travel Award for students and scholars. We have the Agnes. Agnes is the child brain of Alexandra Humboldt Foundation. They're kind of connected, and you can actually access travel grants, travel award for conferences. Maybe you have a conference you don't have sponsorship. I think you can access this one too, although they have their terms and conditions. We have predoctoral postgraduate students for the same thing, TED Fund. So you're a doctoral student or you're a postgraduate student, you can get TED Fund to sponsor. We have Codestra, we have they do postdoctoral fellowship and research grants. TED Fund. Sorry, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me, please? Oh, it's like,
yes,
please.
we can hear you, sir.
Good, thank you.
Hello, you're breaking, sir.
TED Fund, Newton International Fellowship from their students, scholars. Agnes, we have Qatar, that's how's nature, something. Right? We have AVH, we have the Codestra. We have this. Oh, are you hearing now? Are you still hearing me?
We can hear you, sir.
I want to be sure you are hearing me.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, we can hear you.
So we have good. So we have experienced scholars. We have visiting fellowship, rather. Visiting fellowship basically for passing, for Leventis, we have AHP, American Council of Learned Society, although that has ended now, but form another one to replace it. We have experienced scholars and several others, like several. We have NSF grants. We have fellowship from NSF, graduate research fellowship, and so on. Then we have the National Science, that is National Science Foundation. Is best recognized for its work funding research projects, for graduate students in science-related work. We have European Research Council, which is the ERC. They also sponsored, and you can be co-principal or research assistant to some of their. We have Wellcome Trust. Wellcome Trust is an international philanthropic and the rest. As postgraduate students, have a very good proposal or research. How do you qualify for this thing as postgraduate student or undergraduate? Have a good proposal or research that resonates around global discourse. As early career, some course will require one or two very good publications, reputable outlets. As senior scholars, we have to be feasible. And now this is writing a winning grant is very critical. Actually, that is the heartbeat of it. Ability to write. So how do you write? How do you even generate ideas that will be sellable? Because it's a global economy, it's a knowledge economy. So you must be able to generate ideas, ideas that will be sellable. Okay. So that then you must, that writing a winning grant requires a combination of activity and a thorough understanding of the grant you require. Look at this picture here. Where I was saying how the kind of future, the city futurity, how they want their future, their city to be. The future mindset, looking at built environment and so new architectural design. How does that musical perspective in harmonical narratives, and even in public health, how does the city sound? Writing is crucial. It's a crucial project. Whether you're an early career scientist or and winning writing proposal is and innovation is we have critical thinking, we have analyzability, fairness, objectivity, evaluation. Think as if there's no box. Okay, don't think outside the box again. You may be tempted to jump back to the box, but think as if the box is born. Okay, normally a musician like me should not be, and a music scholar should not be thinking of music. How do the music and flood?
I think we lost them.
Yeah.
It's the
I wasn't sure
network.
it was my network.
No, it's this network. Really been bad.
Yeah.
We didn't get you on the slides just before the new one. You got into the new one, innovative thinking. The slides before it, where you had a picture where you were, a lot of plastics and people were around. We weren't hearing you even from there. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, so sorry. Are you hearing me now, please? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
We
Hello?
can hear you.
Oh,
We
great.
can hear you.
Great. So, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So, yeah, I was saying that we went on the tour. My fellowship foundation took us on a 2 weeks tour around cities in Germany to see the innovations and to just wow our brain. And we went to one of the cities, I think Hanover or Bonn, and we went to one museum, and they told us their kind of architectural design of what they want their city to be in the future. So, and I took picture, I stayed there and took picture so that it could give me kind of critical thinking about how I could relate architectural design and built environment with music. Okay, and actually got some ideas looking at it from cultural and the musical narratives and sonic materiality. So I said, writing a winning grant requires a combination of innovation, creativity, and thorough understanding of the grant requires an objective. And I said there that before they said think outside the box. I think that is getting obsolete. Think as if there's no box. Okay, don't think outside the box is good, but think as if there's no box. Get the box, burn it. You will not be tempted to run inside the box. You'll be there to think because you know that there's no escape route. Right? Look at Nigeria. If you are not thinking in Nigeria, hunger will kill lecturers and scholars actually because salary will not take them home. It is this critical thinking that will give us feasibility and financial stability in some sense. Okay, at least we are not Dangote, but is it Lazarus in the Bible? The person that he could not, he only begging the rich man. Okay, so but the point is you'll be stable even as students. So grant writing is a crucial skill for researchers, and many of our lecturers, as we know, we teach just for promotion, and I propose, I mean, publish for promotion. For feasibility, grant publication in Nigeria, because I've never seen anyone higher than an OAU, and globally, okay, it is one of the leading scholars in that regard. Whether you are early career or student, there are opportunity for you. It's for you to prepare yourself, to get yourself. Yes, it's going to be rough at the beginning because I find it very rough too, because my professors don't really believe what I'm saying. In fact, they said, they told me I'm very stupid. Really, I mean, this is not just they told my students they should not listen to me because what I'm saying is just alien to what we are doing before. But I know I cannot live with this outdated curriculum. So I have to create a path for myself. I could not find any of my professors doing what I'm doing, but I have to create one for myself. But it was highly resisted until Oxford kept calling me, different part of the world. And that was when they said, anyway, I'm writing a paper, and I'm trying to drive the paper, charity begins abroad. Normally it's supposed to be at home, but now charity, it is when the world celebrates you that the home want to celebrate you. So I don't know whether charity begins abroad or at home. So critical innovation in grant writing, it is the innovation that gives you the impetus to win. I just returned now, but the truth is that I just got another fellowship. Okay, and although I'm not going to postpone it because I want to teach, I want to stay and teach at least 1 year or two. So I postpone it, and I'm happy they agree with me postponing the fellowship. And what am I working about? I'm looking at sonic materiality, biopolitics, and post-apocalypse in Niger Delta. It kind of joined. What does music do with biopolitics? Biopolitics talk about embodiology, human body, which is health-related, public health, okay, different part of body segmentation, okay, and how does it relate to oil and gas, okay? But in biopolitics actually connotes a way of politicians using biology, okay, and human body, okay, which is a kind of body movement which relates to migration and forced mobility, okay, and displacement, okay, of human body and space, their landscape, their geographical space, and their bodily space,
okay, and emotional torture. And how does that one explain totally? But apocalypse, we call it Oilocene, Anthropocene, Plantelocene, Ordilocene, and Capitalocene. Okay, how does it join? But now we are looking at apocalypse. Apocalypse is a process, is a way of destruction, we caused by human beings. But we are looking at, kind of non-human centric again. Please, are you still hearing me at all? Sir, are you hearing me? Let me just.
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Good. So, I just got that fellowship now, but like I said, I postponed it because I want to teach, I want to come back and contribute to the system, But what am I looking at there? Look, but there are sonic, not just how does sonic from animals, from plants, you wonder whether plants sing. Yes, plants, animals, and even the movement of oil and gas. How does it relate to embryology, human body, and their biological, their systemic, body segmentation, and apocalypse, which is a kind of way of destruction, annihilation, way to oblivion of species, of both human and material and nature. I'll be rounded up now. Fine. So, but you must be able to think beyond your domain. That is the point. Be able to think. And there are a lot of things to think. The problems are there. Even the oil now. Oil, 1,000, 1,002, we make us to creativity in grant writing. Creativity is the ability to generate novel ideas and the rest. We have to inspiration, determination, innovation, excellent passion, and the rest. Then connecting your work to global debates, sustainable development goals is very critical. We have the no poverty, no zero hunger, good health and well-being. This is where you are situated. But you are not just going to work on only good health and well-being, because you must be able to connect good health and well-being to poverty, good health and well-being to quality education, good health and well-being to affordable, clean energy, good health and well-being to clean water. They are the kind of trajectories compartmentalized in a way. Okay, so you can build, and when you connect your work to SDG, you win grant. These are some of the problems you can think about, even from dental health. How does farming, how does this, what we eat, how does it affect our dental health? Okay, these are challenges in our country now. Like I said, then like I said, global invisibilization and knowledge economy market. It's like going to market to sell yourself. So there must be World Cup packaging. You don't fake it. You actually it's not somebody say fake it, you make it. No. In research, if you fake it, person will fail. You have to be intentional and be purposeful in this regard. Innovative, impactful economic technology and quality of the fundable proposal. When do you start? Start today. Create at least 2 hours daily for grant writing and fund searching. Contact professors in your field from other universities in the world. Do not introduce your proposal to someone that lacks integrity. This is very, I'm happy we have an ethics person, professor. Our professor is here with us, and we are secured. Expect rejection again and again. This year alone, I got 4 rejections in 1 week. 4 rejections, but it's part of it. But I got rejection, but I also got grant. I'm just saying that I got some fellowship. One, never allow rejection to hinder you from enjoying grant. Get trusted mentors in your research or outside your department. Start with small grant first. Solid publication is also critical. In conclusion, through innovation and creativity, it is possible to have a breakthroughs in grant, even as an undergraduate student. And I'm sure we get it. I want to say thank you to my funders. I always do this to tell you that whether you're in music or you're in dental, you can win. Oxford University, I want to say thank you for sponsoring my fellowship. American Council of Learning Society, thank you. SOAS University of London, thank you. Richard Carson Center in Germany, thank you. Total Energy, they also working, I was invited, I was there in France, thank you. Ford Foundation, thank you. DAAD, thank you. Obafemi Awolowo University, thank you. University of Cape Town, thank you. IFRA Nigeria, thank you. Andrew Mellon, thank you. University of Constance, thank you. Alexandra von Humboldt, thank you. The AG Leventis, thank you. UNESCO, thank you. Kivos People, thank you. Naga Institute, thank you. Tenfon, thank you. Road University, thank you. And several others that are not named now. I want to say thank you to all, and thank you too for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Titus on the making.
In advance.
Definitely, Definitely, you. It's not a priority, and I'm grateful for that. The professor will definitely come, but
Amen. Thank you.
your professorship is not what you're working for. It's a side project. I'm sure many of you would have found this interesting. As you, I once again found it very interesting. I sit in this space all the time, and I'm hearing I am renewed, I am strengthened, and I have new ideas. We have very few minutes. We'll open up the space for questions. Please raise your electronic hands, and I hand over to Kudus to please manage the next 9 minutes. Over.
All right, thank you very much. So, thank you very much, Prof, for the presentation. Like Prof mentioned, it's always an enlightening and a period to gear us to go for funding, grant writing. So, dear fellows, it's time to ask questions, clarification, or anything you think you need to know about grants and grantsmanship. The floor is open.
Okay, your hands are not up, but we're still waiting for your hands to come up. Is there anything I've heard? Yes, very good. Grace.
Grace.
Good morning, sirs. Good morning, ma. Thank you very much, sir, for that important session. Sir, my question is based on the is there any how do I okay, basically what I'm trying to ask is it possible or is it against the rule to use one particular proposal to apply for different grants, or is it that when we have a particular proposal, it just has to be for one grant, or we can use it to apply for as many grants as we want? Or like, yeah, that's my
Okay.
All right. Can I go ahead?
Please, sir, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Using one proposal for several grants. Yeah. This is what I would say, because the issue of ethics is critical here. All right. Because if, for instance, the same proposal, the same pattern, the same writing, you are using it for 3 different grants, how about if the reviewer are also the same person? Okay, for instance, you submitted a proposal somewhere and they are giving it to the same reviewer to review. The person will say, or you use this proposal for this one, they will think you are not ethical enough. You are not, how will I put it now? Your ethical standard is very low, and they can, even though the proposal may be fantastic, they may deny you. All right. So the best thing is to use one proposal for one proposal. However, you could develop new objectives, and you can use, maybe you use the literature, but new objectives and another side of, for instance, I've written, let me give an example. I've written on Niger Delta oil before, but I haven't looked at pipelines, how the pipeline sounds. Okay. And we talked about, I've not looked at the biopolitics and post-apocalypse. Okay. I've looked at apocalypse, but I haven't looked at post-apocalypse. So in the new proposal that I just won now, I was looking at biopolitics and post-apocalypse as related to music and sonic. Okay, sonic taxonomy. Okay, so, and with that, because it's different from what I've written before. Yeah, there are similarities. I have to even cite myself that, yes, this is what I did in the past, and this is what I will be able to produce some papers from it. But now, this is the new one. This is post-apocalypse. You get it now? So there should be some changes. If we want to use the same objective, no, you can't use the same objective. The objective have been catered for. You understand? So it's better to change it, and I'm sure Prof will be willing to help on that regard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, please, can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, so if after a grant is awarded, the the people that give the grant, are they expecting us to also send like a copy of the publication to them, or is there like a follow-up from their end to know that, okay, this grant was actually used for what it was meant supposed to be used for? So are we supposed to send a feedback to them, or?
Okay, most of the grant givers, they will tell you the terms they actually want to the terms of the proposal. They will let you know. One, maybe in your proposal you even write the deliverables of this grant, if given, is to publish. So when you publish, they want basically you acknowledge them. You know, you acknowledge so one of the ways they also win is when you acknowledge them. They can also use it to apply for their own grants, because they apply to some places. You understand? They apply to government and whatever. So when you acknowledge them that they sponsor it, it's online. Basically, you are published in high impact journal, outlets, and with that, they are happy. You are happy. Everybody is happy. But if you don't acknowledge them, it doesn't show the proposal was sponsored by them, or the grant sponsored by them. So the best thing is to acknowledge them, and you can even send a copy to them. They'll be happy to even advertise it in your, like one of the papers I published. I sent it to Oxford University because they sponsored it. I sent it to them. Another one, I think Leventis, I sent it to them. So they advertise it. I mean, they just put it in their newspaper, and you get more readers, readership also. People read you more widely. So yeah, it's good to but acknowledgement is very critical. You have to acknowledge them. So grant is not loan, so you are not expected to pay back. As I'm sure you know that. So I think that's what I would say.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Farouk. Farouk.
I think we lost it.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for a wonderful class. So please, I want to ask, first of all, you made mention about us having rejection. So my first question is, what are the common reasons for which someone's grants will be rejected, and how can it be avoided?
Okay, do you have another question?
Yes, I do.
So just take your questions together.
Okay, please. Listen, I will answer them together.
Okay. So what are the key factors that this review has considered in evaluating any grant, so that is very important in every grant should contain such key factors?
Okay, thank you. Any other question from you?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Let me just quickly. Yeah, avoiding rejections. Yeah, how do you avoid rejections? You can't completely avoid rejection, but you can reduce rejection. When I mentioned that I got poor rejection in 4 weeks, these are the reasons why I got that rejection. Actually, one is a conference. I think they are looking for early career. I'm not an early career, so I've already shot myself. I know, but because I've done it before, in which I sent to, and it's very important for me to learn from that angle. So I now sent to that place, and I was accepted to even be facilitator. So I said, if it is like that, when normally I expect rejection, but it's not really new, but I will learn from there. So even though it's for early career, I said, I want to learn. I want to know more in that area. So they said, sorry, this is not you're above this, but we will keep you as facilitator. So when I say I'm rejected, sometimes it may not be rejection like that, you understand? But yeah, there's some that is sorry, because your proposal is good, but we don't have enough money. They say they send that kind of thing. The money, people want to pick, and I've seen that a lot. People, in fact, some will say, we have accepted your proposal, but please, we want to take this person for us. If there's another money left, we will pick you. You know, I see a lot of that. Now, but on a general note, how do I avoid rejection? Follow the term. Follow the terms regular, strictly. Follow the terms. Okay, follow terms. When they say don't just 1,500 words, don't let it exist a word or a letter. Keep to the, you know, if they say follow a format, you have to follow format. Follow the for instance, they may say they want you to, they may say, okay, write about this data, but if those that we write on this will be prioritized, go for the one that will be prioritized. I've seen that. I remember when I won the music and honeybee in Germany in 2021, they said they want somebody to talk about this. However, those that we talk about honeybee extension and annihilation, okay, will be prioritized. I have to focus on that. I don't know how, you know, I was thinking the honeybee and music. So I was able to, you know, get some sounds and music, and I got the grant. In fact, sponsor, it's just to write a paper, just article, and then my family was sponsored. All of us were sponsored there. So to avoid rejections, follow the rules strictly. Follow it strictly. Then secondly, factors consider. Sorry, what was the question again? Pastor, can you repeat the second question, please?
I see them. What are those key factors that the reviewer usually consider very important?
Good. Let me use myself as a reviewer, because as I told you 2 weeks ago, I submitted a review of almost 2 million, because I was committed to review it. So when they will give you criteria. You know, all the reviewers normally have their criteria reviewing, and basically they want to see your title. Your title. If your title is not sexy or welcoming, already you have failed from the beginning. Okay, then look at your abstract. Is your abstract relating to your title? Does it correlate? And are you actually following the rules? For instance, they want you to talk about dental health and city. But now you are talking about dental health and Inyofoworogi. Inyofoworogi is just a community in Ife. You have already, you have lost out. Okay? You have lost already from the title, you are out. So, you know, that is it. So following the rules strictly is a factor to be considered. And then, like I said, innovation, creativity. There are things that, you know, that will help you to be creative. You know, you just have to be creative. Look at Prof. I'm learning more and more way of thinking and creative writing from her. You know, that creativity will help you to win, you'll be selected. There's no way you'll not win. Okay, so creativity in your work, not just now another thing is, sometimes they may even list people that will review it. They will list them to you. They will list the names of the reviewers, sometimes in some course. I will go and check out what the reviewers are doing, because everyone will like you to work, to do something, what they are interested in. I may even cite them in my proposal. There's no way I can cite you and you will reject my proposal. It's very difficult, because you know that somebody is citing me, even though I've never, you know that, yeah, this work that my name is there. No, you will find a way of person winning. You make sure the person is able to win. So I think following the rules, it's a matter of rules, okay? Following the rules will make you to win. Thank you.
Yeah, before we leave that place, I think those were critical questions. Thank you, Professor Titus, for the brilliant lecture. From my experience, the biggest day for not winning, I can tell you, I say it a million times, especially Nigerians, you will be applying for grants at the last minute. You cannot win, no. It's not a course, and it's not abused. You write a proposal, you have not read it 5 times, your colleagues have not made input. Is that the call is closing tomorrow, you are writing today. Those kind of grants do not win. 2, a grant that has no social value. You can hear what he said, you are dealing with contemporary things. A grant that when you write and they say, and so what? There's no answer to and so what, it will not win. A grant that has no innovation, a new twist, a new angle, a new lens, a new eye, a new perspective, it does not win. I tell people when you're writing, it is competition. It is competition. You must find a way of putting yourself one step ahead. 3, you are writing a grant. You are writing an application for a $50 million grant. You have never written grants before. You have never managed $5 grants. You have never managed $2 grants. You would not win. I was telling somebody that I have a grant, and I gave sub grants, 250,000 to about 10 people. Sub grants, 250,000 naira. You know that till today, over 12 people that I gave that grant, they have still not given reports back. 250,000 alone. No. They are still not giving back the reports. So if that person wins $5,000 grant, how would they give reports? So that is why people don't give big money if you have never had a history of money, of grants. And that's, if you listen to Dr. Titus, when you are writing a team, they will look, have this team worked together before? Because there's something called team dynamics. People understand in grants, experience that you may have shown through, sorry, there was a call, so it disrupted, I'll repeat. Team dynamics, they look at this team, they're applying for $50,000 grants, they've never worked together before. They won't give you, because they understand team dynamics. Teams always, they storm, they break before they mend. And the evidence of your team working together is a publication, a research publication. So if you've never worked before, of course, if it's a $2,000 grant, a $5,000 grant, they understand it's the basics. But when you're moving up beyond that, the stringent application, once again, it is competitive. It is competitive. So you must put all the things, and I love Professor Titus there. There's also native intelligence. You look at the area, you go and look at past grants. This is one of the things I see. Nigerians are very lazy. You will just see a grant call. They will not read the full things about the grants they'll be writing. So it's not related. I have read many Nigerian grants, and I'm just disappointed that what kind of people are we? We are so lazy. Or you write a brilliant grant. Even they, if they reject you, they will tell you that they are sorry. They will tell you that they regret that. They will even tell you that they are keeping it and they are looking for grants for you because it's brilliant and they understand the brilliance. It will project their image at the end of the day because you're telling something new. So if you're looking for grants, innovation. If I recall when we started, I said, your medical education does not make you a grant writer. No, because your medical education makes you a follower. You are not innovative in your thinking. You're not creative. You're just following. Just read the book. Just follow. That is why you don't get into those fields and make waves. You must get yourself outside. Well, no more box. But while you're still in school, probably get yourself outside the box and start to think. Always ask why. You go to class, you have people, students standing around you. That is one of my greatest, but you don't ask why. Why? Why must you brush your teeth twice a day? Why can't you brush it 6 times a day? And why can't we not brush it once in 1 week? Why? Why must we use green needle and blue? Why must we? Why? Why must it be green? Why can't it be yellow? Why can't it be purple? Why? That is a critical thinker. You are getting outside the norms. And when you ask why, you will create new things. Social value. Thanks for allowing me to speak extra. Over to you, Dr.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Emmanuel, kindly.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for the insightful session. My question goes thus: as an undergraduate and probably postgraduate in the field, what should be our main focus in order to get grants? Since you mentioned that earlier publication is a very good prerequisite and considerations in getting grants, so what should be the main focus now? Should we work more on getting more publications, or we can both can be done at the same time? I don't know if you got my question, sir.
Sure. Yeah, thanks very much, sir, and thanks, Prof, for this enlightenment. I mean, this is just the heart of it. Now, what should be your focus now? What should be your focus now? Your focus now, if you can, one, when I say critical reading, Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you can start from applying for maybe conference grants. Go for conferences. Okay, when I say go for conferences, even in IFE, there are some conferences you can actually go that are not related to dental. Okay, they are not maybe the one, I mean, Institute of Advanced Studies, Prof is organizing it. You can attend some of this, so that you can see what is happening in other fields and see how we can synergize. Okay, and so as per they are not expecting too many publications from you. But for instance, you are going for a conference, they know you are going to present. It's not that you are just attending. So what you have written there, you must be able to publish it. You get it now? That is, you start from the little, Prof said it. You start from the little. My first grant was 180,000 by IFRA. That's the first grant that I got. Okay, and I published it. Okay, then I got another 250,000 naira. That's the second by IFRA, the same IFRA. That was the second. Then later, before you know it, so I have must have history. So start from the little one, start from the little grant, and before you know it, you grow. So now start from attending conferences. You have an innovative idea, share it with your colleagues and with Prof. And okay, they go, okay, does it have sense? Does it have a value? And they can polish it. That is where to start from. Then where can I send it? When you have discussed with colleagues and also mentors, then you can say, okay, where can I send it? What are the available grants that is currently on? Okay, like I mentioned some of them now. What are those openings that are on? Then you send it there. The same conference center, small grants like 250, 300, even 1,000 euro, $1,000, and all the rest. And with that, you are growing. That is where to start. You cannot be like a friend told me this is going to be to readership. 2 weeks, I think this week, he said he applied for AVH and he was rejected because he said he doesn't have history of winning grants in the past. So because of that, they could not give him. That his proposal was good, but he doesn't have history of because he's an experienced PhD is now 80 years old. He said, and I said he has to go and get some. I said he has to go back to, going back to winning some little small grants. Then he can come and apply for AV because AV is a big one, and you have to get experience. They didn't see your history, so they can't give you. that is the issue. So I think I don't know if I'm playing.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, sir. So the idea is apply for small grants, then you can scale it up over time. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I'm very clear, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other question? All right. In the absence of any question, I just want to add some words about critical thinking and thinking beyond. Okay, not thinking within any box, burning the box. For us as students and new graduates as we are, we have many opportunities around us, a lot of opportunities. The problem is that we are not maximizing it, we are not thinking along it. I wrote a paper recently on treatment of Lassa fever, which is on use of ribavirin. The drug has been there for long. We've been using it in this center for a very long time. And I just thought around it that, the way the drug is formulated is actually cumbersome for treating Lassa fever. And I put it up as a publication, and it got published in a high impact journal. And when some of my senior colleagues see it, my mentors saw it, they were like, wow, how did you come about this thought and put it into paper? That's a great thing. So we have a lot of problems we see every day. It's left for us to think critically and ask questions. Are there solutions that can be brought to this problem? Can we write it up as a research proposal and get it funded so that it can be done? Like Prof will usually say, you have no business using your funds to run research. Get a good proposal, get something that is sellable, then put it out there. You always get somebody to sponsor you. Once the method, the significance of your research is there, the method you propose to use is appropriate, then and you are fit to do it, no doubt you get a funder that will fund the idea, because people are out there wanting and willing to fund ideas that can impact changes in the world. So the onus is on us as young researchers to think deeply and come up with solutions, probably possible solutions to everyday problem we have around us. Sell the idea to people, and you have people who will be willing to support that idea to make it into fruition. All right. Prof, I don't know if you have any final word before we.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank those of you, the class that were here. We quite see a number of people are missing: 004, 005, 006, 011, 012, 016 are missing. Please, if you know them, send our love to them. We miss them. To note that I think we have a few classes to finish this fellowship. If there's anything Professor Titus showed you clearly that there's a distinction between fellowship and writing, it is interrelated. What we have done through this fellowship is give you the growth and the power and the fundamentals to enable you fly. We would be very glad. You do have mentors already. Your mentors are supposed to help you translate this process into manuscript writing and grant writing. I hope this session also enables you to go back to your mentor, be more stimulated, and drive the process of making change. We are watching, and we have seen those that are actively engaging. It's a 12-month fellowship, one of which would include your presenting abstracts as well as working towards some of you that we see are very active through this process and measured in many other ways. Attend a program in December physically, and that will enable you network, not only with yourself, but others that are young with you. I am aware that there is a medical program, a program in Africa for medical students, POHA, I think, that enables you attend conferences. Please continue to look into those spaces. I think I sent to you. Abstracts are no longer accepted, but if you can engage with the program, you continue to network and collaborate. The future is yours. My own generation, we are retiring, but you have the future of this country in your hands and you can make the impact. On a closing note, I want to thank my brother and my friend, Professor Titus. Thank you always for stimulating. Thank you always for responding to our call. And may it be well with you always. You definitely have the future in your hands. I have no doubt about it. Very mind-blowing ideas. I truly wish you well. On that note, I wish everybody well, and I hand over to Dr. Kudus. Thank you.